this is just going to be an invitation for him to get aggressive, knowing he can take these fights. He knows his position's compromised, and he has the mechanics to back it up, and he'll be able to get the DB in 0-on-1. Canadian saves his teammate there, and well, look at this, Beaulo charges in. NJR gets in the action as well. This could be an opening as just like that, DZ finding 3 all down the Beaulo, and like that, the round is going to go in their favor.
Deimos, of course, very important for info, especially on Consulate with how destructible it is. We saw, actually, I believe it was E3 we were watching. It was Thrive playing where they used that Deimos incredibly effectively down below, and we're floor banging several people, but NJR looking to just push through horizontally. He's got the shotgun out, nade to try and force seriously into him, but instead the fight is won by the Warden. Opening pick of the match goes to Geekay.
Huge opener for Seriously. Logi bomb going off, trying to make space, but it's not going to do enough for DarkZero right now. Smoke coming out, maybe to avoid any lines of sight here from Bathroom. They're looking to barrel their way in through comm, but they are running low on bodies.
Blitz in, meleeing down Neskin. That's 1 kill back for DarkZero. Finally, they're on the board. The Canadian has to deal with even more bodies, and Trixt is dealing with his support, and everybody on DZ is now dead. Seriously, I believe with 3 kills, the Blitz was able to get in, but everyone who was supposed to be pushing behind him were unable to make a dent in the defense. After Mute's change to the spherical area of effect rather than the pillar he had before, the range a little bit nerfed, so you can get around some of those Mute Jammers on those double walls. In comes Canadian, the spearhead of the attack, along with the Monty. Not many teams are bold enough to rock double shields because although you have massive presence on the map and map control comes to you at ease, you do lose essentially what is 2 automatic guns. These shields, unless they can get up close and personal, are largely going to be ineffective when it comes to a straight-up gunfight. In come the smokes. C4 could be a response from Seriously. Of course, shields no longer cut through like paper by those C4s, and there's the support from the Blitz we were looking for. Beaulo outside the breach cuts down Seriously before he could get the kill on Canadian, and the plant going down from Nafe. It'll be successful. Canadian is dead, but his job is done. He took the necessary site control. The plant is down. Nafe is in the corner, now dead thanks to Trixt. And I don't know if this can be covered from the breach. He might be able to just long arm this. Beaulo is going to be forced to push in here. He's got 1 kill on Neskin, but Frenchie's just sticking. There's coverage from above, and Geekay in the post plant take round 2. But they have yet to really pressure out any of these Geekay defenders from up above. They're completely relying on those flashes and smokes to shut down the vertical angles, but sometimes that can be really difficult. 1 misplaced flash, and your planter's dead.
Not only that, but Seriously playing up above on the Warden. If he's in the right place at the right time, he could simply look over and dodge those smokes essentially with his gadget, but Trick shuts down Canadian before he can even walk into the bomb site. And now the diffuser is in no man's land. DarkZero has to recover, and they have lost their most valuable asset in this round.
At the very least, Pan by the trade on a Seriously who's looking up above. That's the Warden dead, the only guy who would have been able to deal with the Ying, but Nafe is down as well. Trixt is still in the bomb site. Pam is desperately looking for the refrag, but he didn't know Trixt has already crossed. 3 kills for the Capcan. NJR finished off, and Beaulo is still on the roof and is now left in a 1 versus 4.
Seems like for Beaulo, he's simply playing the waiting game. Maybe allowing DarkZero to communicate, figure out what they're doing wrong. So far, Geekay have really punished DarkZero for skipping a couple of crucial steps to their attacking plan. You know, being able to isolate those 1v1 gunfights, killing the Blitz before he can have any major impact in the round. And in this case, closing out the final kill onto Beaulo will be a timeout actually confirmed by DarkZero, as they really want to find some rounds before switching sides.
Again, NJR now for the 2nd time this match narrowly evades death by C4.
Candela's popping out. This will be information to now allow Geekay to rotate and have Seriously more in the front line, stopping this window hop in. But the rest of DarkZero still waiting. They're holding cutoffs and expecting Geekay to rotate, hoping they can find a kill before they actually hop into the building and try to get this plant down.
You could hear too when the first Candela came out, Seriously popped his glasses, so he's more than ready for this player to come through. Canadian gonna try and target the Warden, ends up scanning him with the Deimos. In comes the plant. Nate trying to get the plant down. It's just a bait. Shotgun out. Almost takes down Key. Is able to confirm. Seriously, the Warden is now dead. The biggest obstacle up against this smoke plant is down on the ground, and Key trying to use his C4 to kill the player on the rappel. That was the only explosive they had. Now they're wholly reliant on these gas canisters, perfectly placed. Nave will have to escape out that window, but in the meantime, Beaulo has killed Frenchie, and those last remaining toxic gas canisters will die with him. The plant now relatively safe for DarkZero to go for. With 30 seconds left now, flashes to try and herald this Amaru back in. Deimos also has scans he could use to lock down some of these defenders. More flashbangs come out. Do they have coverage from the window? Nate says, coverage be damned, he'll take the kills himself. Panda's now dead thanks to Neskin, but again, Nate pops off the plant. 3 kills with the shotgun, leaves Neskin all alone, and DZ on the cusp, finally winning their very first attack. That round was much smarter, right? Not just kind of hitting their head against the same wall. Love the adaptation. We're still bringing the Deimos from Canadian. Now a Thatcher being played by Beaulo too, so they don't have to circumvent the jammers. They can just plow right through them. Canadian ends up getting the first kill onto Seriously. We saw him placing some Capcan traps by Lobby earlier. I guess maybe he got caught on the rotator, just overstayed his welcome, but either way, the Capcan, most importantly, one of those really good C4s for the defense is now down. Canadian maybe looking for another kill. The Aruni playing very aggressively here on the archive stairs, but there's like 3 defenders on this side of the map. If DZ can open that wall, the site might be primed for the taking.
Minute over for DarkZero. They're now getting the main wall opened up, and they have an entry to boot. Doesn't seem like GK have much response as of right now. Thankfully for them, though, DarkZero does not have really any operators they can utilize this verticality for now that they have top floor control, but with there being an excess of hard breach devices in their lineup, they can still play above and get that hatch opened up, which is still a pretty potent angle so long as you have someone sitting up there. And with a lot of the flooring being soft, you could still have Canadian play above as well and use those Deathmark trackers.
Yeah, I was going to say, you say not a whole lot of hurt, but Deimos very powerful. Can get some of those anchors way off the site with the tracker. You've also got, maybe you got breaching charges from the Ace and Thatcher too. Thermite going to be successful on the hatch. The C4 went to the wrong side. Now, yeah, what Nafe did is incredibly dangerous because people are going to be able to hear that, and you could hear the C4 attempt come out, but unfortunately, just the wrong side of the hatch for GK. Could have been a free kill to try and bring things back, but the hatch is now open. Canadian will likely be on Overwatch duty upstairs. Everyone on GK downstairs. Key taking a bullet from that breach. Look at how far pushed off they are from the site. DZ are really looking to walk in here. Everyone is super far away. A couple players on GK are looking to push themselves back up. The smoke comes out, trying to counter Nafe off the plant, looking like he's not gonna stick it. Comes off of it, but Beaulo, NJR, and Nafe himself all come alive in the dying seconds of the execute, getting a kill apiece. And it's a flawless attack for DZ. And DZ, we know, they like to be passive. They like to play the strategic game. So not only are they going to refuse to give GK easy opportunities, but these defenses are probably going to be a lot more complex than what GK is used to in their home region.
Candela's popping out. Logi bomb to follow suit. There's the smoke detected, but Pamba's actually better. It's the mute, my mistake, but regardless, sufficient map control here established. Nade tossed out and a cheeky angle by Trix above the desk to eliminate that first line of defense, but NJR from down below blows up Frenchie, and that's a lot of your post-plate utility. Those Capital bolts to create space and deny lines of sight with the smoke and his 16 bolts are now down the drain. Not only that, but GK as well do not have any control by that projector single wall because it was opened up by DarkZero in the prep phase. GK do not feel comfortable peeking that position because they have nothing to open it up, so they might just have to barrel their way in through these 2 doorways by admin side, and they still have the vending machine player to worry about on top of that.
Yeah, the 2 kills DZ got there on the Ying and Capital, those are probably the best 2 kills they could have possibly asked for in this particular round. Could not ask for a better start, and all you lose is Pamba, who's already put all his utility down except for that Nitro cell, but again, you sacrifice that for how important the Ying and Capital tend to be. They did drone out Beaulo behind the soda machine, but you're going to have to take a 1v1 against Beaulo. Hopefully Neskin and Trix are able to coordinate something here. Flashes go out first. Is anyone from DarkZero going to rotate to help? Looks like they might have someone rotate long desk, but no, Bolo's a dead man. The nade goes through. Nafe to follow it up. And DZ now almost at a man disadvantage. Luckily, Canadian's there to run out and kill seriously. We're all tied up now, 2 apiece. Flash is coming in from Neskin. Trix attempting to get this bomb down. There's no utility from NJR or Canadian to stop it indirectly. They'll have to just walk at them and take these fights. The planter able to get out of the spot. Trix survives, and now Canadian's dead. It all falls upon Nick in a 1 versus 2. The attackers very separated, which is good news if the Warden has any info to play off of. These are 2 very separate 1v1s that he can isolate, but he needs to win them and he needs to find them first. Neskin is backed way, way off. He might have some info, but the Dokubi for now evading his sights, just toying with him, knowing that the attack, all they need to do is delay time. Neskin running circles around the Warden, Trix playing incredibly passive, and with the 7-second mark eclipse now, GK take their first attacking round, a much, much needed point.
Great recovery by GK as well. We talked about their limited utility after losing the Ying and Capitao, their primary util-focused operators.
Nath maybe could rotate over to get the Bandit trick down, but it looks like they're really just interested. No, the EMP, it runs out.
That Tubarao gadget. The Zoto canister being able to stop the EMP, allowing the Bandit charge to reactivate, keeping this wall intact. He might have known that, so he picked up one of his 2 Selma charges. He'll rotate elsewhere, but from down below, it's the C4 impact from Big Bad Nadian. Frenchie is gone. That's your hatch present too. So thankfully, Key still has 2 Selma charges. If they really want to get this hatch opened up, they could do that. But that'll also force a very impactful choice here for GK, whether they want to go back down below to get this main wall opened up, or do they want to prioritize the hatch?
Yeah, it's all about simplifying the game if you're DZ and removing these opportunities. The shotgun is close from Pamba. Neskin's got his own shotgun out. Pamba wins the initial duel, but doesn't see Trixed on the floor to get the refrag, so still only a 1-man advantage for DZ. And now, Cams in GK's control. Likely at least 1 bulletproof with both a Legion and a Castle, and even a Malusi on the board. There could be multiple bulletproofs in the bomb site. Defense now has to be careful of that default Cam too. Both Nath and I believe Beaulo down on the site, outside garage looking in. Canadian still on the top floor. Could come down for a late flank. He's someone we'll need to keep an eye on, but Beaulo is inside of Archives and cuts down seriously, walking solo down those Teller steps.
That was one thing that allowed DarkZero a nice recovery there, was the lurk presence. Beaulo acknowledging that, holds control of server, finds a nice 1-for-1 pick, and it seems like the rest of GK just have to hope and pray they can get in through yellow door, but it's not going to happen. There's a crossfire established by DarkZero. They find the first kill onto the ace, and they close things out as Beaulo rotates back into sight, realizing there's no backwards presence. DarkZero, phenomenal recovery round to keep us tied.
Canadian sees a couple players outside that yellow doorway, likely now calling for some support. He does have someone on the yellow stairs with him. I believe it's Panbazoo on the mute. First Dokubi call now comes out. Canadian looking to take the first gunfight, and both of them strike together. Perfect timing from DarkZero. That is what they're all about. Each of them get a kill. Panbazoo does get refragged by Key, but it's another man advantage for DZ. You've lost the gridlock tracks from Seriously. The nades die with him, and those calls.
Again, great coordination there by DarkZero, spotting the initial brunt of the attack. Canadian calming that over, and Panbazoo just slowly creeping his way back to yellow stairs. So they have a pretty decent crossfire, and they both win their 1-for-1s. Sure, Pamba ended up dying, but it's the same storyline as round number 7, where he already has his utility placed. And now GK are unsure if they want to continue pushing in from yellow. They have a Candela to utilize, so that's the yellow stairs player taken care of, but Canadian is still bottom by the radio window, and he is refusing to move.
He didn't push off that Candela either, so a bit of wasted utility, not daring to challenge Canadian on the UMP. GK, maybe we're seeing a little bit of that stall out, unsure of what to do with themselves now that they've lost that initial yellow stairs push. We even see Key just leaving, abandoning the position. Frenchie at least able to open one of those sight walls. Plenty of castles around Neskin. There's really only 1 or 2 spots that now he's going to have to worry about when it comes to a flank. Nath is watching one of them. Neskin now taking a bullet, but survives to fight another day. Frenchie finishing the wall breach. He's now got an avenue into the bomb site, but there's so many angles to worry about. One to his right. one straight ahead. And looks like he doesn't know if there's vert on him either. With 20 seconds left, GK are going to be forced to make a move. Nafe takes out Key. Canadian is continuing to just call out all of this information, completely unbothered. Neskin does take down Nafe on the site. The diffuser has been recovered, but how much does it matter when Canadian still has a C4 in pocket and all of this information? 2 seconds left. The plant is going to have to be forced. It's all up to this player to cover, but they don't even get the attempt down. DZ retake the lead 5-4, and GK are going to take a timeout.
So they were kind of forced to not play off the single wall, and yeah, that's what Frenchie was at the beginning of the round. Still having all 18 X-Kairos pellets in his pocket, though. Maybe he'll wait to rotate later on to get that position opened up. But seriously, an important kill. After that timeout, they're able to crack the code of securing these opening gunfight wins, and that's Nafe gone. Your biggest stall operator, besides maybe Goyo in this round, is off the board. And now a position that was a real pain for GK to clear out earlier because Pamba was in this position, is now already forfeit by DarkZero in a minute 30.
A great opening pick. We know how important the stall is up against GK. They stall out by themselves so often. That smoke to double down is no longer available to DZ. No response either because of that position on the rappel. No one was there to try and answer. Neskin is now looking to climb up those yellow stairs while the rest of his team applies all these little pressure points around the map. It looks like the attack, the play here is they're trying to constrict onto this defense and make nowhere safe, catch these defenders while they try to rotate. Key with the Candelas in hand, maybe looking to make a push off of this, continuing to throw them out. Neskin down below, covering to make sure there's not going to be any C4. The Candela's now finished. Smoke's coming out from Key as well. Is GK looking like they're pushing over towards the yellow side? Frenchie has got himself in towards Baguette. No one playing in bathroom, so nothing to stop him for now. There is a player just by those head holes that could swing him if NJR decides to back up. A player right next to that long desk door as well. But Key will give his team a two-man advantage, but Canadian strikes from behind the desk. That's diffuser down right by the window. Panba kills the Ying on the other side of the map, and no one else from GK is even near the bomb site except for Neskin. Trickst is dead, trying to enter through the building. Seriously, has a goo mine in his foot. He doesn't even have time to pull it out before he's dead, and the round is over. GK, without any info on where those players in console are, their Baguette push gets shut down and they get picked off one by one. Now DZ up by 2 points and on match point, looking to lock this out and send GK to the lower bracket. If DZ end up winning this game, they will face the winner of Into the Breach and Furia, and they're already on their way. Beaulo with the opening pick on to Seriously, who now drops to 4-10, and that important info off the Deimos is lost.
Once again, your primary entry falling short. Oh, the run out! Canadian shoots down the C4, spots Key on a drone, almost finds another, but he overstays his welcome. Neskin clinging on to life by a thread will trade the Solus down, forcing him on camera duty, but regardless of that, it's been just about a minute, Harrison, and DarkZero already have 2 bodies down. There's only the Habana on the board. They've got to deal with a Cade, and they only are utilizing pocket EMPs. Maybe Nave could, of course, try to Cade trick if he had both of his Kaid claws in his back pocket, but that does not seem to be the case. He has one on the primary breach and one most likely on the hatch. But here's that problem once again, GK just kind of self-stalling. They're still droning out this top floor, expecting someone to be here, but the rest of DarkZero have now fallen back down in the basement, and NJR, off a sound cue, I would imagine, or some type of info, blows up Trickst, and those are your EMPs! They can't get the hatch or the wall opened up now, Harrison.
I don't know how he got that C4. Maybe just pure intuition. The second C4, though, from Nafe misses. And the situation just went from bad to worse to nigh impossible with the death of Trickst. Frenchie desperately opening up any of those hatches over towards the backside, towards Archives, to try and take this control away from Nafe. Getting hot drone now by Neskin. But do they know about the player tucked in towards Sandwich? I believe that's Beaulo on the castle. Frenchie worried about the tunnel, and no, they don't know about Beaulo. And Lasty shot and a third with the shotgun to end the map. Beaulo for 3, DZ 7-4, and they got a date with either Into the Breach or Furia. GK move on to the lower bracket best of 3s.
4 rounds in a row for DarkZero. It looked a bit concerning, thinking maybe this was not the right call to go back to console because GK have past experience, but it looks like DarkZero were able to crack the code after that tactical timeout.
Hello?
Hello?
Yo, was that sick? Was that fucking sick?
That was crazy.
The first 3, you had us in the first half. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, we were a little EP. We were a little EP.
Yeah, I'm kind of fucking EP. Wait, isn't it like noon for you? What?
It's 2 now.
I guess you're jet lagged still, but
Phenomenal castle gameplay.
Unbelievable.
Dude, I should have knifed that guy last round. Should have fucking did it.
I kind of like the shoddy though.
Yeah.
The Bugatti is always fun. Someone asked, what was the mint timeout? What did he say? Was it get the fuck off the shield?
There was already like a little timeout, right, on that fucking piano 1v4.
You
on
took
the roof, yeah.
Why didn't you jump in? Actually, now that we're, what happened?
I was gonna
Like,
jump in there. Everybody fucking died.
Yeah.
Everybody fucking died.
Yeah, you gotta die too. Get the fuck in. Maybe they wouldn't have died if you were jumping in.
No, I was ying at the top. He jumped in mud, and it wasn't. I was actually gonna double up with him. I was really gonna double up with him and just run through, but
Oh, you're supposed to just like ying the top so they can't run down or something?
I'm not leaking.
Oh man, I'm just trying to get some insight. My fucking bad.
No, usually I vibe out on the top. Usually I vibe out on the top, but shit was already what, a 3v fucking 5.
You were kind of like a laxing play right there. So
Hey, I got us
dumb
a
that you
timeout.
wouldn't be there.
I got us a timeout.
No, I'm saying like it's so stupid that somebody would be just sitting up there.
Well, typically I jump in. Typically I jump in.
Okay, never mind. Fuck. Why did NJR get to play Glaz?
NGR and I get like 50-50. 50-50 Glaz chances.
Does he bring the Gone 6 at least?
He does bring the Gone 6.
Yeah, I thought so.
I do
He's a
not.
team player, you fucking piece of
I do
shit.
not. Bro, the Bearing 9.
Yeah, I'm not gonna knock the Baron 9. I'm a Baron 9.
I'm an in the shits player. I need the Bearing 9.
What was the other one? I think Melusi, right? The no grip thing?
Oh yeah, the
I'm
holy grail.
horizontal. Yeah, that was a fucking sick round, huh? That was really fucking sick.
Why did you move? You got droned. You're just like, fuck it. I guess I'll die.
Well, there was like, I knew I got droned. Troy was like, bro, he missed drones you. I'm like, no, he didn't.
Boo. No, he didn't.
Honestly, I was actually,
Definitely
I was thinking about staying, but like, bro, there's been so many people that have missed those nades lately on me, where I can literally just tuck up, and I saw it go from red to white, and I'm like, oh, and then it went red again.
Oh.
But yeah, the horizontal grip,
Ask.
sick, because Malusi doesn't have ACOG anymore.
Oh, that's fair.
Now Malusi's a 2 armor, a 2 speed. It makes it a 2 speed.
Somebody wanted to know: do you wipe or let it crust?
Well, they got bidets out here.
Yeah.
Does the pro sleeve give you cheats?
I mean, shit, dog. How many kills did I have that series?
10, 11.
Yeah.
Let's go. You want to grab 11 kills against a Middle Eastern team that has 2 Middle Eastern players on it? Brosleeve.gg. Yeah, so we play. The next one's still a BO1 versus ITB or FURIA. Gentlemen, Godspeed.
Bye-bye. Good luck later. Or see you later after the match.
It is today. It is today. Okay, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Good initial drone phase from DarkZero. 3 of those prep drones only destroyed, so Fury not proficient on that hunt at least, but still blinding out a little bit of that vision from DarkZero. And Beaulo will find the opening pick. Herds there, I think looking to get aggressive, unsure of the source of that one, likely to catch it in a replay. But opening pick very early for the side of DarkZero, and a great start for them, and I like this. Again, getting aggressive, going for the spawn peaks early, shows the confidence in this side.
FURIA has to show their confidence, but DarkZero is one of those teams in North America that everyone talks about that you don't want to let them set up. So obviously it makes perfect sense why FURIA off the bat is going to go for very fast aggression. They want to stall DarkZero as long as possible so that they can't set up, feel comfortable, and go for the execute on their own pace.
KZ playing around that door in CC, likely going to be a threat. Goo Mine's going to be all the way up on that balcony, so if any member of DarkZero tries to creep up, that will be revealed. Difficult to bounce between positions. We'll know that pressure is arriving. Critical to hold this for FURIA. Philippox does get one Canadian off the board, so your Capitao is now gone. Both those fire darts going to go into the grave in the back pocket of the IGL of DarkZero, so a massive utility lost for this side. Think about this position to KZ's, and you could have cleared that with those fire darts. No longer an option for the side of DarkZero.
I agree completely. The Capitao going down was going to be that fire to keep people off of the armory wall so they could focus on KZ in this position. But now they can't get rid of him, so DarkZero is going going to have to try to push him out in another way. The Deimos call will come out, but he's standing on top of a mute jammer, so there's no way for DarkZero to even get information on KZ in this position, and that pick on Canadian was so pivotal for KZ staying alive here.
Looking at what DZ have left to work with, realistically, they have the best bet's going to be that Ying and aggressive run out. KZ should be able to get this one. Shoulder baits it, and we'll hear that rotation towards him. Cover is good from behind him, and JV92 will get that. Nafe falls. Advantage 4 versus 3 for Furia. Beaulo creeping in the break room, looks to try and grab one, can't do it, not quick enough in the draw. KZ gets that, and Furia in a great advantage. Deathmark goes out, will arrive at its destination. It will. That's going to be Nade hunted down by that, but it's going to be jammed yet again. The proficient use of those mute jammers have made this difficult as NJR will grab one, and that might be a lifeline now as they have access in Archive.
Good position, but Felipox is going to shut him down. Another Deimos all alone in a 1v3. That was beautiful textbook trading from Furia, just to be able to get KZ in comfortable positions to where he doesn't have to worry about anybody around him. NJR, oh, Pambazao is finally going to go down, and that's going to be the first round for Furia, and that was beautiful textbook teamwork. Slow down DarkZero, force them to have to make that play, make that gunfight, make that execute. And it looks like the execute's going to come onto these stairs.
Toxic canisters deploy to choke this play out from DarkZero. Now an early use of that smoke is actually going to be great here. It makes it difficult for DarkZero to do what they want to do and slows that down. Every thought process now is about this. A second canister tossed out as the Solus down below. Spot stack drone to begin to work around what to do here. 3 bodies on Furia all stacked up. Herd swings out. Panzerbu is going to fall to that one. And round early, again, advantage for Furia. No trade from DarkZero in this, and they're stuck all on this balcony trying to push out towards the east side, and nothing's working for them so far.
Nothing is working at all. DarkZero is sitting here just waiting for the utility to do the work for them. KZ's going to make the massive gap even bigger, and they're just going to wait. Now Canadian's going to have to try to make something happen and bring it back, and he's going to get one onto the east stairs with the bailiff nonetheless, and makes things a little bit closer. But Furia knows that they've done the heavy lifting. They've gotten the pick, they've got the man advantage. Now they just have to play the crossfires.
And a perfect indication of that is the fallback and shoring up positions like Fountain with that extra reinforcement. They have the time and space to do it. DZ's nowhere in sight, and again, combination of that opening pick and those toxic canisters really choking things out. And this is going to be the impact of that Solace down below. Can spot that Clutch drone, can really eat into that likelihood there's going to be a Brava somewhere in that vicinity, and they can begin to redirect their focus onto that. 50 seconds left in this round, and Furia completely in control. All the pressure on DarkZero to win their gunfights, and they can't. Herds lurking in break room, gets that one on the Nafe. There is a trade there. Canadian gets that job done, but with only 35 seconds, a difficult task. NGR gets one. Yet again in Archive, and Nade does fall away. Sights down below, of course, so still lots of work for DZ.
Time is against them here, and they've done a good job of being able to rat away a couple of kills and trade it up, but now Furia has time on their side. NJR, JV92 with a 1v1 up top. Canadian and KZ with the 1v1 in sight. DarkZero's going to have to make the first move. JV92 drops down to play on the 2v1. Canadian's shots go down, but he's going to go down too. NJR with no HP in a dream, and the shotgun through the wall to make the lead 2-0.
But for Furia, playing your life this moment for Nade, just staying alive is going to be a massive benefit. The more eyes of DarkZero focused on you, the less you are around the map. And here's Canadian in that pressure in custom. They've got in the building this time, but can they use that blitz as a linchpin to get a little bit more control as they might dive through that wooden barricade straight out in the blue?
Nade is playing this beautifully. He's just stalling time. He knows that he doesn't need to move, but Canadian's going to come through with the blitz, and he's going to get shot into the side, but the trade! Beaulo's behind him. Will he be able to recover his teammate and pick up the man advantage? Nade is still tucked up. He doesn't need to move, but he's communicating to the rest of his team. It's only a matter of time before DarkZero surrounds me. I'm going to need some help, and the rest of Furia is in motion.
Nade C4 ready to send over the top for that one, just waiting on that call. He's going to be a little bit more uncomfortable here. He's going to get caught through the wall as well. Great read from Beaulo, second in the round. Lion scan in the distance happens as well, and Furia falling now as DarkZero cascade in the sight. 50 seconds, and Nafe gets one more. Philippox falls. 5 versus 1. All down the KZ, and this should be a guaranteed round now for DarkZero. Everything's in their favor. You got a blitz shoot to deal with as well, and the player has to drop this hatch straight into the waiting arms of DarkZero. It's going to be their very first round here on board, guaranteed.
That was a beautiful round from DarkZero, and we said once they set up, once they have that time to get to talking, to get to figuring out how they're going to execute on the site, that's when DarkZero is strongest. Furia was playing a good job, Nade specifically, on stalling his amount of time, but the trades were there on DarkZero's side, and once they had the positions, they knew they just had to funnel that blitz. Picking up the blitz was such a read to be able to get him to be able to commence into the site and then not even aggressing nade. They knew he was going to be posted up. It was really start to finish a well-played round from DarkZero. KZ's just going to use the rest of the timeout and talk to his team in that round, let them know what went wrong, what they can fix going into the next one. I'd imagine that the Deimos is going to be a bait, and it looks like they almost want to bait what they were doing the first round. A lot of the DarkZero members are tucking up by archives, almost as if they want to look for a rush. And the first pick is Herd's going to take an Ape down, and that's not what you want to see. But it does look like DZ wants to start for a rush. Good read from KZ to take NJR down, and that's the glass through the barricade. He gets out scot-free, and he's just going to disrespect a little more. We're going to see Pamba bottom metal. No way for DarkZero to really get inside. Furia, exactly what we said. They wanted to fight them head on, and they found 2 picks before they execute, before they were even at the building.
The biggest thing as well for DarkZero is that they had a lot of key utility like that glass now not longer available. I don't think this round's going to last too much longer, as JV92 will find Pamba down below, and it's going to be a 5 versus 2. Just under 2 minutes left in this round, and well, you got Canadian and Beaulo, last 2 standing for this side. Heaps of experience in Canadian, talent on Bolo's side. But again, against 5 members of Furia, the Triple Crown champions. Not going to be an easy task. We'll mask the entryway with that smoke canister and that crossbow of Capitao, giving an option to rappel on in. I think that might be the intention, but still opting to be a little bit safer falling back. Lion Scan masked on as Beaulo will take some damage as well. And Furia don't really care about that Lion Scan. They look to get aggressive for it. A run out, an aggressive one, finds some damage on towards Canadian. Philippox gets Beaulo shut down, and well, it's just a matter of time. It will be a consolation prize to find Philippox in this moment, but it's going to be all but over. Maybe. Canadian, surely not. 3 more to find. 60 seconds. No, KZ shuts it down. Canadian falls in that one. Furia get round number 4. The thing we saw lacking in that PSG Talon game for both sides was that trade. Hopefully, DZ can amend that. And Deathmark goes out, Deathmark gets failed again, and that's just going to be an unfortunate one, as it would have been a great amount of utility to gather for this side. No Candelas deployed at this moment, still early days, as DarkZero realistically just probing around the map, looking for a way into it, and half their drone economy already slain.
Probing is a great way to put it. They are just maintaining a good amount of map pressure, trying to keep Furia on their toes exactly on where they're trying to entry from, where they want to execute. Furia has been doing a great job at denying the Deimos from getting any type of information, and DarkZero is relying a lot on it to give them some type of guidance on how they want to approach this site, and they're using as much time as possible to figure out where everybody on Furia is. Herds is going to take down Beaulo, KZ's going to take down Pamba, and it's just going to keep hemorrhaging. Herds is going to get another one, and they haven't been able to take down any way into this building.
It is a fortress so far. Furia have posted up and said no entry for DarkZero in this moment. NGR finds one. It's going to be Nade, but a consolation prize realistically. The run out, he'll get one more. I think Troll Time cancelled as Philippox does get caught from that. But I mean, you put it perfectly going in. It's the Furia have just basically said no entry for DarkZero. They cannot get into the building at all, no matter what variation of a style they want to do. And when they try and get in the building, Furia mechanically are just so good that when it comes to those gunfights that are realistically a must-win for DarkZero, they just can't get across that line so far. With 40 seconds left in this round, I don't want to imagine it's going to be another impromptu timeout for DZ. NJR, 30 seconds, finding 3 and ace. Clutch could be on the menu.
He knows.
1 player upstairs. He knows. He crosses in, still has to be very careful on these corners. He walks in this site. This would be a masterclass if he can get this job done. Every corner could be another threat lurking, waiting for another member of Furia. Reads into it, but he won't last too much longer. KZ gets it done. But DZ, could have been. We saw on the HUD there of Pamba on that demo, so that every single defender has been marked, so they can death mark it. So the 2 drones that he had sacrificed at that point in the prep phase, worth it at least for that 1 operator being enabled in this so far. But they haven't made the most use of those death marks. So see 1 go out now, deployed on JV92. But this is just going to be an invitation for him to get aggressive, knowing he can take these fights. He knows his position is compromised, and he has the mechanics to back it up, and he'll be able to get the DB&O on 1. Canadian saves his teammate there, and well, look at this, Beaulo charges in. NJR gets in the action as well. This could be an opening, as just like that, DZ finding 3 all down the Beaulo, and like that, the round is going to go in their favor. Much more improved from them. They found a way in.
Now, DarkZero has a similar type of playstyle where they want to slow you down and make you make the first error. But what I want to highlight is how Furia is playing. Big pick from Pamba to get the advantage. And now they're playing on this highway balcony. He's not giving up the position. He wants to fight this aggressively. He is the first point of contact, and he's trying to give Furia a little bit of a taste of their own medicine.
I like this again. When teams get shut out of border, it can be a nightmare to get that initial control. With an opening pick in the hands of Pamba, they can press this advantage a little bit as Fury don't find that trade. Well, now they do. Pamba's been slain, so a little bit of delay on that, but back to level playing field. They've got that initial entryway all down the herd, just walking in and finding it. Again, so difficult to deal with that player on an individual basis. And DZ begin to fall back a little bit. See all these blue silhouettes working all the way by Office. Oh, JV92. No. Oh, Canadian. Oh, no, 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 no.
That was a little bit of an oversight. We highlighted, we said, look, DarkZero's going back to site. They're playing in DarkZero fashion. They want Fury to make the mistake. A little bit of an overzealous peak from Canadian, but obviously when you're down 4-2 and the pressure's on you, you want to be able to make hero plays. And hero plays is what we're going to see from Nafe. A little bit of shots rang out, but Fury is slowing the tempo down. They're waiting to see where DarkZero is playing so that they can isolate the 1v1s.
In this moment where Fury is slowed down, though, of course, we're going to see that C4 used up from DarkZero, a vital bit of utility, especially considering you can drop down below if you have an opportunity for that rotate and deny those plants on a lot of this primary site. So now Fury will again look for that isolation, but that's going to be Nafe winning a must-win encounter with herds all the way down that main hallway. So 3 versus 3, just over a minute to work between both these sides. Information rings out, those red pings are there. Great swing from the mute. That's fantastic from NJR. And that's the lifeline that DZ need. Now Furia are on the back foot with a minute to go. DZ don't need to overextend this one. They can somewhat wait as Furia need to make the play in towards their lines of sight.
I mean, NJR's in the hard spot. You can't get rid of him. He's very successfully tucked back there, but not if you give away the pick on the crossfire. And now they know that the player is stuck back archives. They're just going to try to isolate him. Will Beaulo be able to cover his teammate? NJR, the shots don't go down for him. Now Bolo's in a 2v1. He knows where JB92 is, but does he know where the other? Both low HP players. Furia taking their time, trying to creep up, and Nate is going to get the pick on a Beaulo.
One note for this matchup, of course, this is a qualifying match to make it towards that main stage for these teams. Both Furia and DarkZero won their earlier match, and this will guarantee they move forward to that main stage. The loser of this, though, is not out. They'll drop down to the lower bracket and face the winner of Geekay versus ITB that will be played on this stream later on today. But Furia in a great position to control this matchup. We see the addition of the glass being brought out now, and DarkZero tried to implement this, didn't work out when they brought it. Can Furia do a little bit better here?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of glass being picked, but we haven't really seen many kills through smokes just yet. And the aggression that successfully got DarkZero the opening pick last round, it looks like that's what they're going to stay with. But Furia's been doing a great job at not giving away the picks. They don't want to give the advantage because they know how important having 5 players alive is for the execute. They just want to maintain map pressure, put pressure everywhere so that DarkZero doesn't have a pinpoint position that they need to hold.
The key thing for Fury is always the fact that it's the most amount of execute that you really have to have before that final take is on that opening pick. That's where you need your most level of coordination to get that initial breakthrough point. But Canadian finds that breakthrough, can't make it to as JV92 shuts him down, but DZ's quick on that trade. Pamba gets that one done, and a much better start to this round for DarkZero. 4-3 in terms of player count, but neutralized very quickly as Philippok swings out wide. He's going to be able to find himself a second in this round. One more player in bathroom, reveals their position. Skeleton key up close and personal could solve this issue. A difficult fight for them. It's going to be a great one. Pamba swings out wide, but traded off very quickly. And upstairs now, 1 versus 1. All down the nade versus Beaulo. Minute to work with, so much time. Information might work for DZ as he had that red ping, but he's very quickly relocated away. Deep inside his sight, can play those long angles. That DMR coming out, but a bearing 9. Up close and personal. Going to be a difficult one, but Beaulo wins that every day of the week. A close quarters fight with the MP5. Gets it done, and DZ aren't out of this one just yet.
Now the issue with customs is once you lose top control, it's very difficult to, Pamba, 2 early first picks. Aggression on the east staircase, and this crossfire that they have from triple wall and on the new balcony has been doing wonders for DarkZero.
That's a massive advantage to garner so early in this round for DarkZero, and that means they can play a little bit more confidently. They can play somewhat risk-adverse. The timer at the top of the screen is going to do a lot of the lifting now for DarkZero after those 2 early picks go in their favor. Furia now have to solve this problem with limited utility to work with. Now, Lion and Nomad, not the biggest losses for this side, considering that they can make that execution work with gunplay alone. The Capitao still has both those fire darts in the back pocket, so they can clear that space. But you're met by resist with his castle barriers, choking out time, and that Gone 6 is just going to be a dinner bell now as Tenyo wants to swing this out wide. He finds a second one in this round. Herds gets 1 trade on towards Pamba, but DarkZero in complete control, it feels, in this round.
They don't want to give up top floor on CC until they absolutely have to. As long as Beaulo is tucked in this E-box position, C4 is going to come out, but it's not going to connect. He's going to lose the one to KZ, and now they've lost CC control. DarkZero's played far back. They're trying to hold as much of top floor as they can with the limited position that they have. 2v3 in favor of DarkZero. They have good position. They're just going to slow it down, wait for FURIA to make the mistake. FURIA needs to go out of their way, find out where these isolated players are, try to get a pick, try to even the mound count, because if they go for a plant, that's exactly what DarkZero wants them to do.
Nafe has been misdroned here. The clutch drone did not spot him in this corner, so if FURIA have no idea he's lurking, this could be a massive problem if they want to gain that control. As you mentioned, DZ want to hold top floor control at all costs, and Nafe doing it in a very stealthy fashion so far. Under a minute to go, drop in the small office happens. Smoke's going to blind that vision and try and buy FURIA a little bit of space. KZ tasked with this so far. Pora, not the best weapon they use in these close quarter fights, and Nafe has that freedom to move. Verticality to work, but no! KZ, are you kidding me? Finds that moment. This could unravel the round for DZ. They look so good. The case goes down, but Canadian finds a third, and he's going to find one more for good measure. Locked in, and NJR gets that defuse for free. Massive round for DarkZero.
Wow, Canadian has been playing like he's 18 again. The shots from him, he has been DarkZero's saving grace in this match. And you don't look to him to be the guy putting in those bullets, putting in that work. You usually look to him to be the IGL. This looks like they're going to do almost a similar take that DarkZero did, but instead of with the Capitao, they're going to grim out all of Armory and have the Deimos potentially fight the Armory player, so that instead of isolating the CC player, they're instantly putting the pressure onto this Armory player right away. Yep, look, there's JV92. He's going to be creeping down low, and they're playing to fake the CC take so that they can get an early pick on this Armory player who's isolated alone.
This is absolutely brilliant. That death mark goes out, and you can play that down below with that vendetta. Wow. But Nafe gets aggressive on Sandwich, finding one. He's caught by the bees and that death mark. Herds will fire one, get bullet, but Nafe's going to go huge for two. An aggressive, confident peak gets that job done. Eventually shut down by KZ, who'll make it two, grabbing Canadian in that chaos. DZ find a way to scrap back, but FURIA bounce back better on that trade. And a massive play from that. Brox goes up with the distraction quick enough as Pamba capitalizes, and JV92 falls. 60 seconds remain. 2 versus 2. Villapox, KZ versus Pamba and NJR. All the talent in the world in this matchup. Who can come out on top? Behind that ace chassis, one player tuck. Pamba swings out wide for a second one in the round, but KZ makes it 3. Yet again, a 1 versus 1. All the pressure of this matchup on this side. FURIA, if they win this, they move on the map point. DZ bring themselves level. If Pablo can just find one more. 35 seconds. So close. And every little bit of desperation arriving for these players. Trying to find something out towards Fountain. Just tapping to that wall, baiting, hoping to get lucky perhaps. But again, look at this from Pamba. Waiting, being patient, knowing FURIA need to press the advantage. The case is down as well. He doesn't have it in his hand. It's all the way downstairs, so he has to play for this kill. Restraint, and Pamba finds it! A massive 1 versus 1, and DZ bring themselves level.
FURIA has been unable to get a mass amount of position against DarkZero. It constantly looks like 1v1s that just can go in anybody's favor. Aggressive play here from Herds in the back of Archives, and he's going to get out without any damage done to him. He doesn't want to risk too much. Herds are constantly going for those rad plays. He was unable to find any right there.
But also the fact that he was very quick to retreat away from that somewhat uncharacteristic from Herds, and Canadian yet again finds the opening. A massive individual performance from the IGL of DarkZero and the veteran, of course. One more pick goes to his name, and one player falls from FURIA. You now no longer have your striker, your recruit to work with. That's going to be JV92 off the board. Again, 2 bits of secondary utility can be a massive blow to a team. Likely going to be a set of flashbangs to work with. Now FURIA on the back foot. Trying to creep up through this metal stairs. Hard by that barbed wire. That's going to be a freebie. Canadian gets a second. Beaulo finds one on the Herds. DZ running away with this round. FURIA need an answer. Nade, KZ, the last 2 standing. If you want 2 players to find something, it's going to be these 2.
And FURIA is constantly trying to win rounds off of this misdirection, and the barbed wire, the saving grace for DarkZero right there, not to let these little plays affect them. That was what was losing DarkZero rounds earlier in this map. And now they've been able to equalize. Ooh. And that's exactly what KZ is trying to do. He brings it back. One more pick in his favor, but it's so far to be able to win this round. 2v4 for FURIA.
4 versus 1 now.
4v1.
It's always the way. The moment you say the player count, someone has to get aggressive and find that pick. It's all down the nade in this moment. Had a massive clutch against ITB in a 1 versus 3. A little bit harder this time around, finding one. 30 seconds, less time to work with, has the case in hand, and has control of sight. DZ are relatively close, they can work with it. They got pressure in workshop as well. 2 bodies rotated from this, but Nate will find a second. Surely not. DZ have a great position, but I think 2 bodies are behind him. And with limited time to work with, he tries to stick this. 000 is dawning. Nafe will try and make as much sound as possible to mask the progress of Beaulo, but Beaulo tucks in. The Bailiff is going to try and shred this player up close, and nothing you can do. Nafe gets the credit, but DZ have themselves map point against FURIA. But can DarkZero hold on just a little bit longer? Just one more round is all they need, or is overtime just on the horizon for this side? Lineup-wise, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing from this. Canadian yet again on that Legion. He's been so effective on it. I think he's just comfortable playing that role, playing that operator with that gear. And well, a bandit trick going out with that. Nate just not close enough to shut it down as JV92 finds the opening pick on towards Beaulo.
And that's one of the CC players that went down, and the bandit beautifully played. The nade just rolling away from him. And they're able to get rid of the extra pressure that FURIA was trying to make. But the pick going not in their favor, it puts them in a risky spot. Because yes, now they have downstairs control, which is the end of the day, that's where the site is. But we have been talking about this customs bomb site, that the top floor is so pivotal. Panda's out, is gonna even out the man count. He's gonna get a pick onto Dome. And that's again, FURIA constantly trying to do these misdirection plays. Take position, limit where DZ is playing. You never know where FURIA is gonna attack from. But DarkZero is not giving up. They have the confidence to win these gunfights against the members of FURIA.
Pamba's got himself positioned out by radio window as well. Here that player cross out, he's gonna go for an aggressive hit. Pamba finding one, can't quite make it 2. So close to almost winning the round there and then. Nade shuts it down, 3 versus 3, sub 1 minute 20 to work with, but DZ still in this round, still looking like they have a chance to get this one done, but JV92 gets one more. Canadian falls, advantage with FURIA.
What a play from JV92 to walk into break. He gets CC control, but we saw Nafe up here last time, and he unfortunately wasn't able to make anything happen. And now he's in the exact same position. They're waiting for FURIA to give them some info. Nafe unable to make something happen this round again. He's going to drop down and play for the execute. They want FURIA to make the mistake so bad, but they've been so good at isolating these 1v1s. This is exactly what FURIA wanted to play for after that timeout.
Nafe is separated though from this main execution with that Castle Buyer, forced to make that rotation away. C4 not good enough, and that could have been the lifeline that DarkZero needed in this round. 25 remain. Wounded bodies across the board. Nade on a single point or 2 points of HP. 1 bullet enough to slay him. And no one's dropped down yet, but here they arrive. FURIA on towards site. NJR knocked in, left in DBNO. 14 seconds and a dream. Can Nate find something? A miracle here on board to go get this closed out, or is FURIA destined for overtime? Yes, they are. KZ gets it done, and we're going to overtime.
It wouldn't be a DarkZero game if it wasn't going to overtime.
I mean, on that opening half, those first 6 rounds we saw play, DZ didn't feel confident behind their rifles, and I think certainly after the last 6, especially their defense, they have that confidence now to try and get that control. A little bit of a similar story to what we saw in that opening half, though. FURIA making it difficult for DarkZero to get that initial progression in the building, meaning that it is going to be straight down to who can win this opening gunfight. A very critical moment for this in DarkZero. All that pressure on each side. Beaulo is going to be caught, DBNO between that door frame, and a difficult one to try and recover. You can't cross that window, but Pamba finds one, the Philippox, a massive opening. He can walk up these stairs now. Canadian gets one to Herds, and DZ feels so confident, but Nade steadies the ship, finds Canadian, and gets FURIA a little bit of breathing room. That C4 goes down. NJR is knocked in, DBNO as well, so only 2 bodies of DC still standing.
It's a 2v2 with 3 people total that are down. They're going to be able to recover KZ, and now it puts the favor into FURIA's favor, but they don't know that NJR is down on the east balcony. Nade is trying to bait out this revive to see if anybody from DarkZero goes for an aggressive play. Both members are going to be able to get 1 member up, but NJR still on an island downed alone, and they have no information that they downed him. But they know that they want to retake east. We actually see the Legion. KZ's going to drop down, and it looks like they want to retake and re-aggress onto East. As we're going to see Nafe rotate to go pick up NJR. They really want to focus on this man advantage. But you have to pray, if you're a DZ fan, that you have a flank drone right now, because KZ is slowly creeping up the East stairs.
You gotta hope to check at the right moment. We don't have that information, but Pambo could be vulnerable to it. KZ, a massive moment in this round, and I feel like it's gonna be foreshadowing that you just mentioned there, Fox. 25 seconds, DarkZero have that player count advantage. We'll dive into archives, trying to see where this approach happens. You feel this pressure arriving, but DarkZero are taking their time to make that final decision on what they want to approach. Beaulo stuck with the Goo Mine those final few seconds, slowing down its progression. And DZ, not a lot of time to work with. They'll wait for that last charge, but they've got to go. JV92 and Nafe trade blows, 3 seconds. That case won't go down. Does DZ get the job done? No, the timer does. FURIA take round 13 and move on the match point here on Border.
I almost want to say that they're going to go for an aggressive CC take with the Blitz, off of the back of the Blitz, which we haven't. Nope, these back archives. Okay, that is an interesting place to see the Blitz come from. He could go through Dome window. I think that's where he's gonna go. Nope.
It looks to be, yeah.
Maybe East stairs.
Keeping us waiting for what FURIA's actually going to want to do here. Pambo, though, will spot the Blitz. I mean, it's going to be a massive factor.
Oh my.
Pambo's going to get that opening pick. Bye-bye, Blitz, and that's going to be a massive blow towards what W7 are. No, FURIA. Oh, it's force of habit these times when I see these players after the year we've just had, but we will see that opening pick. Blitz is gone. That's going to be a massive part of that strategy from FURIA, now neutralized so early. It's time to pivot basically the entire vision of this round.
That's a massive blunder from FURIA. They wanted to use the Blitz for going an aggressive pick. They had the drone in the top of Dome, but to put yourself alone there with no trade potential just doesn't seem like the right situation. But we're going to see Felipox be able to trade out and take Dome, but he's going to go down from the crossfire from NJR. And now FURIA is going to have to slow down as the rest of DZ go to hold Dome. They don't want to give up this position. They have a beautiful crossfire here on the fountain. It looks like FURIA is just going to slow down. They don't want to hemorrhage any more kills. They have to isolate these picks. They have to find them first.
FURIA need to get aggressive on this moment. They cannot make overzealous risks in this. DZ can play somewhat risk adverse with that extra player to work for on that trade. Nade, Herds, JV92, the player still standing in position, the E-Box compromise, but what a read! Beaulo gets one trader back on towards Herds, advantage still with DarkZero. You begin to feel, though, that FURIA are one pick going their way to being able to unravel this round and get themselves qualified for our main stage. Repellent sandwich window is there. They got control of sight, and JV92 is just so good. Shuts it down, and now reads into this cross. But no, the cover won't be good enough. Canadian Beaulo fire off, and well, overtime, that's not good enough. We need all 15 rounds. Of course you do. Is DarkZero playing?
One more round. One more round. I mean, the back and forth again, even though DarkZero was in the driver's seat, FURIA is constantly looking for the misdirection. They have to be feeling confident about the last round being in their favor on this defensive side. They're able to lock out information. They're not getting pushed out of these positions, and it's up to DarkZero to switch something up, to change things. But Vents is one of those sites that you can often go for aggressive plays and do what's called a minimal in Pro League with pro players, because you don't need that much position to win this site. So FURIA actually has to be constantly proactive. If they try to sit back and let DarkZero do their thing, it won't bode well for FURIA.
We've seen Herds in this position against ITB earlier today and played it to massive effect against that roster. And that drone has a lot of information on this player, can read into it, and there's not a lot Herds can do to deal with it. It is visible on his screen. We can see it at least, so he's not locked into that one. The curse of 4x3, perhaps even players can charges go out. It's going to be locked in, and that's going to be the smokes. Very important to try and catch that rotation, but you're likely going to expect a glass behind it. You don't want to peek into it. So FURIA right now playing a very patient game. JV92 will find that opening one as KZ finds one of his own. Nafe gets that lifeline as Herds is slain away. No! Beaulo, are you kidding me? The nade claims his own life, and it's going to be a difficult one now for DarkZero. NJR gets one with that glass on towards nade. It's not over yet, but a must-win fight by Blue, but shut down just like that from FURIA. They move and qualify themselves to that main stage, but DarkZero stay alive in our lower bracket. It will be played tomorrow. But what a matchup that was. 15 rounds needed to get there.
But I will say that DarkZero looked very good. The fact that they were able to bring it to that round was great. The Glaz was able to find a kill. I saw the cogs turning in that last round. It was a really, really great match from both sides. You can't be upset if you're DarkZero. To go toe-in-toe with the team that built a dynasty last year, you obviously need to be happy. And you get another chance because you're going to go down to the losers bracket. And if you keep playing like that, I wouldn't be surprised if DarkZero seized FURIA later again in the tournament.
That was a close one.
That was a good game though.
Yeah, it's fucking tragic.
Well, the last round.
That was not cool.
Did you get downed? Lucas said you got downed.
I had a nade in my hand. I had a nade in my hand and I got downed.
Oh.
I was trying to nade the guy half wall.
Oh, you're gonna like whip it through and then he downed you?
Yeah.
Damn, he downed you and then killed Troy, or did he kill Troy first?
Killed Troy first.
Oh.
Yo, did they see my fucking pistol round?
Yeah, we've seen all your kills in the fucking kill feed, but not a lot on screen, unfortunately.
Damn.
The little
Were you just
3-piece
out of
too.
ammo, or you fucking that thing?
No, I was like, bro, let me reload. And he's like, no, we're retaking.
You
I
go
was like,
now.
fine. I literally said, fuck it. God, that was a barn burner.
Yeah, that was close.
Trolled some rounds too, but whatever. It is what it is.
Thought process on the last round of op picks. You were on the Deimos.
Yeah, it's just a switch up. Just a switch up. If we want to use Rob elsewhere. That's it. That's it. Dude, another thing is that was actually such an easy 1v2 on that fucking arm when I was by.
The shield cucked you a little bit, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well the A's
in front of the shield, yeah.
on the archive door, bro, he just wouldn't give me it, bro. He just would not give me it.
They were both low too.
So unlucky.
They were both one, I think. Yeah.
Tragic. Fucking tragic.
What were the comms like with Canadian in the 2v5 first half?
Wait, shut
You
up.
want to have a guest segment? All right, question for Troy.
Any questions for Troy?
Oh god.
What's up, Tom?
Hi Troy.
What up, dude?
Yeah, you were shooting today.
Yeah, I was playing Legion.
You're hitting some nasty ones.
I was also whiffing. There was a couple whiffs in season.
Well, they didn't show the whiff, so you're good.
Nice.
Nobody saw that. You shouldn't have told us that. I'm gonna ignore that.
There was a couple that were pretty bad, but it's okay.
Yeah, I like you off the shields.
Off the shields.
Yeah, maybe on the Montaigne. I like the Montaigne, but Blitz did not have a good record today. Even like when KZ ran it.
The consulate ones, because I think we only ran on consulate. We ran cheese and just probably shouldn't have against them. That was all.
Yeah, as soon as he switched off the cheese, he started shitting.
Yeah.
Roy, how can DZ improve for the next match from ice cold?
How can we improve for the next match? I mean, I think we played a pretty good game. Losing 8-7 on a best of one.
I thought it was pretty good. That was a close game against a good team.
Exactly. Like that's
on
kind
the
of
border of like a shit show of border. So
yeah, that's how it goes.
My map's a fucking 50-50. It's the way she goes.
I think we played good. I think the only thing was probably again a little bit of a slow start, but I think that slow start was more inexperience playing against them in a match of like how we need to play on attack against them.
Yeah,
we
that's in your face.
Yeah, we had our expectation of how to play defense, and we obviously played defense well, but we didn't have like the same kind of game. Like we had game plan for attack, but not, you know, not as specific for them.
It's hard to read till you're in it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone asked if the Montaigne ban affected you.
No, not much. I mean,
You don't have to give it away.
He's obviously crazy, but I don't think that much. I mean, the last event we played it nonstop. We're obviously going to prepare for it to be banned every game.
That makes sense.
It doesn't. I mean, we can use it obviously, but
if it's there, you'll use it maybe. If it's not,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
yeah, but we have plenty of options with that because we had to prepare for it.
Yeah. I think you showed this game that you don't really need it, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, I agree.
Like maybe if you have it, you get one more attack, and it might change the overall score. But like, didn't seem like it was required.
Yeah, I agree.
Somebody wanted you to talk through the customs defense.
I mean, not a ton to say. It's just teams aren't very comfortable attacking it, and then we kind of have a rough plan of like how we want to play it out. We feel Vent's a tough site to defend as well, but
Yeah.
I think a lot of teams feel like
Which one's less shit? I mean, yeah, they played fucking.
they actually liked
too.
Vent. And yes, they did play customs, yeah.
Here, I won't keep you too long, but what were the comms like when everyone was downed?
Oh, that round, it was a big reset. Big reset.
I think they were trying to do that too.
Stop.
Yeah.
How are we gonna revive everyone? What do we need eyes on? And then make kind of.
That sounds like a good
So
fucking plan.
Yeah, big reset in the round. Shit got kind of hectic.
Time, but
Yeah, it did.
There was 4 people down at the same time.
yeah,
Like
because
two,
you guys
two
have
on your
Yeah,
team
that
and
was
2 on the
them
other
too,
one.
right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They edged the revive too. They just kept like stopping and starting
Oh,
again, like
Yeah,
for like 20 seconds. They just wouldn't pick them up.
that's crazy because basically we're doing the same thing of like scared of aggro. So like we're both at a stalemate.
Yes. Yeah. Both of you were
When you had
safe, but
NPR,
everyone was like
yeah.
full panic.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'll hand it back to Bo.
Okay.
See you
Nice talking
guys.
to you.
Sweet.
Miss you, baby.
Likewise. Take it easy. Enjoy, guys.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Troy. Fuck, bro. You just reminded me of that round with all the down dudes. That fucking was miserable.
It was so funny to watch though.
It was a good game. Fucking 8-7. Nothing to be down and out about. I think no matter who we play against tomorrow it's going to be a BO3 as well. So it's like, I think no matter what, we'll be fine. And we'll make playoffs. I can feel it in my loins.
Look at it this way, dude. Not a YouTube video and another watch party.
True.
There you go.
We get one more BO3. Otherwise, bro, BO1s and then a day off. Who wants a day off?
Yeah, fuck me.
I kind of did tomorrow, honestly, but fuck you.
Yeah, fucking sucks. Goodbye.
They
Alright,
had a
dude.
shuttle from,
Bye-bye.
Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye. Thank you guys for the subs.